Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about episode 11 of Andor, which is called Daughter of Ferrix. Now, in this episode, the description of this says, a fugitive once more, Cassie must make his next move before it is too late. So as we know, Andor has escaped the person in the previous episode, and now him and this other guy are with him, try and find like somewhere somewhat safe to lay low for at least a little bit. And it turns out that Andor, like, after these two aliens capture them, takes them to the planet where Andor got arrested on. And it turns out that his mother died off screen. And not until the end, Andor's totally oblivious to this fact that his mother sadly had passed away. So Andor, he gets all his stuff. He essentially goes back to his apartment. We see that he must have had a really good time with the alien, because there's an alien chick in his bed. He goes to the bathroom area, get his stuff, and sneaks out. Goes and gives this message to of this dude on Ferrix saying, "Tell my mother she will be proud of me." And the guy had to tell him that your mom's dead. And then the guy that Andor was with saying, "You know what? I think to boost our chances of survival here, we got to split up." And Andor actually does. That guy is warning. Now, fun fact, and I will link this video that I saw this from in the description of this video. I did not realize that the guy that Andor had escaped with was one of the people that was in the Battle of Scarif in Rogue One. I did not realize that until like Star Wars Meg said it in her latest, one of her latest videos. So again, I will be putting the link to her video where I found that out in the description below. So make sure to keep an eye out on the description this time around. And then Luthen, he essentially goes to where Saul Guerrero is, and he tries to influence, like, essentially he tries to influence Saul Guerrero to essentially help him, because he's the random card, and Luthen is betting that in the random card being Saul Guerrero will be able to help him the most. And he kind of like places into Saul Guerrero's hyper alertness and says, "Okay, this alien guy that was also in Rogue One, he's been my spy," and that was a ploy to get his gun to get to Saul's senses. I thought that was cool. And then when he, like, after this meeting, he's in space in a ship, and the Empire essentially catches up with him, but they don't know that he is part of the rebellion that they're looking for, essentially. So they have him in a tractor beam. And what does he do? I'll tell you what Luthen does. I feel like he is the motherfucking Batman. I feel like he's Batman in this part because he preps his ship, uh, and to like do countermeasures, and these countermeasures are to like throw little like junk at the tractor beam to disrupt the tractor beam, and then there's this like really cool fight scene between him and some TIE fighters that Luthen totally like annihilates and blows up, and I was like, yeah, like I did not expect myself to go through the whole yes, yes with Luthen as much as I did, and yet I did, and I enjoyed it, and I loved it, and I can appreciate it, and Luthen escapes, and that girl, I feel bad that I keep on forgetting her name. I literally had to go on Google to help me remember her name. I feel bad. But Ferrix, who is like she admittedly this is guy in me, and this is not me trying to like say anything else but complimentary. But she is extremely pretty. She's extremely pretty. That's all I'll say without backing myself in the corner if I hadn't done that already. But she's one of my favorite characters. She like the reason why she's one of my favorite characters because once she's like ever since she got in prison and getting tortured, she has like it seems like she has this inner strength, this willpower that I am actually digging. Like she's still strong, even though she's in a weaker state, and I don't know if she gives the Empire the information that they want in this episode, but oh my god, it takes her on like this unbelievable strength to keep pushing forward. And I have to say, she has to be one of my favorite characters in this show because of her strength, and her strength is so inspiring. And they made me a bigger fan of hers just through that. I hate seeing people suffer. I really do. But the strength that she has, oh my god. Oh my god. And then the droid that Andor and his adopted mother had. He's depressed as fuck because Andor's mother died. His mother died, and the droid feels like Andor pretty much abandoned him. So at this point, because Andor hasn't come back, Andor, droid feels abandoned. Now I did hear a few people, not too many at the moment, say that what if this droid essentially becomes the droid in Rogue One, being K2SO? What if this droid in the Andor show becomes K2SO? And I have to say, that'd be pretty cool. And that will also be somewhat ironic or poetic, I should say. Because that droid, and hey Nemo, that droid felt so depressed about Andor's adopted mother dying. And then now, in Rogue One, he essentially sacrifices himself for Andor. Little does he know that Andor would ultimately also sacrifice himself shortly after his own sacrifice to help the rebellion essentially win the war, which they do towards in the course of 5 years. And I was like, whoa. I like this. I like that theory, though. I really do. And I hope that theory becomes reality. Because I think, again, to restate what I was saying, I think that would have, made things poetic. With everything that happens in Rogue One, him the droid in here being transferred into K2SO will make things poetic. And Mon Mothma's cousin, she goes to Luthen's shop, and she's not really discreet, saying, "Yeah, I'm here to essentially tell Luthen that Andor's mother died," and we can see that Luthen's sidekick is pretty annoyed with her. But she leaves and she doesn't really care. And then we see Mon Mothma and her cousin, which is named, what's her name? Like her character name. I forget now. This would be a perfect time to jump cut. Fel and Mon Mothma talks, and essentially they talk about how much trouble Mon Mothma is. And it's really interesting. And I gotta say, Mon Mothma is very compelling in here. Because we see like things are slowly beginning to like not be so hot for her. And it like makes me more interested, like, okay, how does she like leave the whole Senate thing behind and go join the rebellion? Because we all know by the time like A New Hope begins, it was announced that the Emperor dissolved the Senate. So, will Mon Mothma be shamed out of being the Senate seat, like senator seat, before then, or will she be a part of the senator seat while it was dissolved, or will she like be like, "Fuck you guys, I'm joining the rebellion. You guys screwed me. You guys are full of bigoted imperial scum. Fuck you guys. You know what? I'm not going to pretend anymore. Fuck this. I have pretty much sacrificed everything so far. I might as well sacrifice the rest just for this empire. So my daughter, who is being a little brat in this like entire series, can have a life where it's more in her choice once she gets out of this stupid rebellious age." Because we can tell like Mon Mothma's daughter is kind of being rebellious, and she seems like to be in that age group where she is in that rebellious stage. So take a complaint there, because I cannot understand that stage too. Because I about 10ish years ago was going through that stage with my parents too. So, you know, it can probably be annoying to Mon Mothma's side. Yeah. But I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that might have happened in this episode that I might have forget. Serial. He steals from his mother. He gets information that Andor's mother died. That Andor probably will come to at the funeral. And Serial also steals from his mother. If I haven't said that before. Which don't steal from your parents because they provide for you. But I have to say, the dude who plays Serial, I'm sorry, but I don't know why he reminds me of I believe he played Connor. The actor who played Connor in the Detroit Become Human game. He reminds me so much like him. Am I the only one who thinks that he resembles the guy who played Connor in a way? That if they ever make a live action Detroit Become Human, that I kind of want him to play Connor in a live action Detroit Become Human, which I hope they don't make a movie of that game, but if they do, yeah. Unless if they bring back the original actor who played Connor. Damn it. But yeah. Anywho. Yeah, this episode was really good, and I really enjoyed this. Outside of like episode 10, this has to be my favorite episode. I think this like amongst the better of the episodes. I so cannot wait for Wednesday's episode, which I am recording this on November 21st. So episode 12 hasn't come out yet. By the time I'm making this video. Now I might post this after that episode 8 comes out. But as of the moment as I'm recording this video, episode 12 hasn't come out yet, and this episode makes me excited. The last two, this episode and episode 10, makes me genuinely excited for episode 12, and I know I said this before, but I know there's slow burns in Andor, but the slow burns are so worth it. The slow burns are not for nothing. They build up to something that will be important. And I feel like it will be important to understand Andor a bit better. And for me personally, this makes me this show makes me respect the character Andor more, and I really like it. This feels like a type of show that could have been out in the Lucas run, in the Lucas era. Rogue One and Andor both feels like they could have came out in the Lucas era. But anyways, what do you guys think about this episode? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And I'll talk to you fellow musicians later. Later, taters.